guys, just doing a quick review for the Winchesters, episode 4. So this is probably like a really important episode for John Winchester. Definitely does a lot for his character, and so much, and it just shows how much he still has bottled up with what he's been through. When he was in Vietnam and stuff. And we actually found out that Carlos was actually in the war too. He kind of served too. Well, because basically there was a time where he was going to go to prison, but instead of going to prison, he had to serve. And from what he's seen with how he described it, it seems like he's really troubled by it. But then he actually gets like a breakthrough from because basically there's like something where Patches gets killed by this thing who's going around just going to other hospitals killing people for people who have served and having like mental issues with what they've been through in the war. So yeah, Carlos and John pretend to be patients there. And yeah, it seems like my video's a bit laggy because my battery's a bit low. So when I'm trying to charge it when it's a bit low, it kind of glitches out. But yeah, they basically find out that this Finn is actually a god, and it's basically immortal, and there's kind of only one way to defeat it. And I guess when it comes to the girl side, Latta and Mary, they kind of recruit John's mom to help find the thing that would make it weaker and end its immortality, so they can defeat it. And we just don't know who actually is killing these patients, because it seems like Jimmy, who's another patient, who it seems like to be angry at the therapist who's trying to help him. Because for Carlos, it's actually helping him a lot, because he's actually getting to express what like stuff we didn't even know about as well, and what he didn't even want people to know about. And I feel like John was a bit surprised. And then when John has to say his thing, because he needs to distract the therapist, because Carlos needs to do his thing to be able to find this threat that's killing people. He kind of has a hard time opening up as well. Like you see him shaking and stuff when he's trying to talk about the war and the person that he lost. Yeah, it was really hard for him. But then Jimmy, he just snaps, shouts at the therapist, and just leaves. And then supposedly it looks like he dies. But later on we find out that Jimmy, is the one who was actually the god who they're after. Which I don't even know at the time if they knew it was a god. Like, they had no idea. They know it's some kind of supernatural threat, but they didn't know what they was going to fight. Because that's what the other characters find out, and they just find a way to get rid of its immortality. Yeah. By breaking this vase, which, really, the thing that makes you immortal is something so fragile, like a vase. Like, Winchester's mum she just basically breaks it because they're taking their time to destroy it, man. Like, this is what is making him strong. So just break it straight away, man. Yeah. Then they just get to the hospital to back up everyone. Carlos and John. They're trying to fight the thing, but then it has some kind of power to make them hallucinate stuff. Like they end up back in the jungle, like where they probably were in Vietnam. And then something happens where Carlos ends up on a mine, just like how John's friend was, and then he has to make a deal with the god, like, you have to fight me, and if you win, you have to join me, or if you lose or don't accept, then basically they'll both die. So he accepts the fight, and I guess the mother says that he always accepts fights, like he never backs down. That's what he's always been like. Yeah, he always accepts a challenge, so that's what he does. And he actually ends up defeating him. I mean, it seems like he would have lost because he was immortal anyway. But I think the god mainly did this to recruit him, because the main threat of the whole season, that's what he's trying to fight against, and he was trying to recruit John so he can actually fight against it. Because you do see him have a conversation with John at the beginning. We didn't know that Jimmy was the actual god, but it's like he already knew something about him, and that's why he was trying to get on with him at the beginning when they go to the therapy session before it starts. So when we get to that point where he sees him as a warrior, even to the point where he actually kills him, he knows he's going to be the one to fight against the threat that's coming. Yeah, that that they're trying to prepare for, and I just wonder how much Samuel has actual involvement in that. Like maybe he's captured by this person. I mean, we really don't even know who it is yet. we saw this woman like capture this energy from the previous thing they defeated, but like I wonder what she's trying to do though, which I guess we'll find out soon. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Because yeah, basically afterwards, Carlos, you know, he's basically saying that he's more open to go back with the therapist and discuss what he's been through. As for one thing with Mary, she's still having trouble getting over what happened with her sister Maggie. I think it was a sister, yeah. And how she never goes in her room, so she kind of does something where she'll let Carlos stay in the room because he's basically just living in his RV, I think. So yeah, that's a nice thing for her to do. So people are trying to accept what has happened and move forward, but John, like man, after he kills that god, it's like something snaps in him, like having to go back where he was before, where it put him through so much pain and PTSD, and then he actually kills someone. Like he's just broken at the end of the episode where he's just crying in the shower and his mum's there for him, and that's how they kind of end the episode too. Yeah. So that's some good character development there for each of the characters. Yeah. Probably the best so far when it comes to character development in the show. Yeah. So he at least had that. As for the villain, I guess he was just okay. Yeah, but he actually did something for the actual characters. Like he made them actually have some character development. So that's definitely a win. Yeah. But yeah, I just hope the show stays good because these last two episodes have been better than the second episode. Yeah. I was having doubts with the show, and that's why I wasn't in a rush to, catch up. So yeah, happy it hasn't let me down. As for Titans, oh my god, I hated season 3, so I guess I'm gonna give that a chance. I don't know if I'd ever review Titans. Maybe the original Teen Titans show from the 2000s, never the newer version, which I hate. But yeah, this was still a good episode. That's all that matters. Yeah. I look forward to see what they do next week. And is Chucky on break? Because I haven't seen a new episode for Chucky, like episode 5. Must be on break, but yeah. I guess no Chucky reviews, just the Winchesters, unless I decide to review, I don't know, Titans. I don't know. It's because season 3 I didn't really like it. I don't know. I'm gonna try give Titans season 4 a chance, but yeah. I just don't know if I'll review it though. Because I'd want to review like season 1 and 2 and 3. Terrible season. And 4, I just don't know how it's going to turn out. But I'll give it a chance. I just don't think I'll review it though anytime soon. But yeah, guys, I'm going to end the review here. Hope you have a good night. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.